Manchester United 2, Manchester City 1, and the city is red. Yes, Manchester is red. You gotta paint the town in red today because we left with all 3 points. What an end of the game that was, though. For a game that I thought was dull for most of the 90 minutes weren't that entertaining, let's be honest. But for the way that game ended, and for United to leave with the 3 points, first away win against a Big Six team since Ten Hag's first year. I mean, it's been a long journey, and it's still gonna be a long journey. But to leave with the 3 points today, it means a lot. Ahmad, Amarim. I mean, with all the drama that was going on today with Rashford and Garnacho and all that, what a way to end the day. And I usually drop my match reactions right away. Today, I was like, you know what? I need to think about what I want to say because my emotions were all over the place. But now that the game ended about an hour ago, I can tell you how happy I am that I picked up the 3 points. But let's talk about the game. Obviously, smash a like, subscribe, all that stuff. Let's talk about the game. Let's talk about the game and break it into 2 halves. First half, obviously, United finished the first half losing 1-0. And I think a lot of us would agree when I describe this as a very boring first half, a very dull first half. United had no shots on target in the first half. City, listen, fair enough, they scored a goal, but even the goal that they scored came off a deflected cross, I should say, from Kevin De Bruyne that fell perfectly to Gavardio. And fair enough, listen, Gavardio does a very good finish. Still, you can argue that Højlund and Dalot marking him on that header should have done better, but it wasn't one of the best footballing halves I've ever seen. I mean, Manchester City, with all the quality that they have, I'll be honest when I say this, and I'm not even trying to I'm not even trying to say this from a rival point of view. I'm just gonna say this as a football fan's point of view. I'm trying to be very neutral about this. Most of these City players just look washed, and fair enough, they won all these trophies over the last few years. But it's time to move on from a lot of these guys. They kept a lot of possession, but it just was so dull, it was so boring. The game finished, and they had 0 big chances created. You scored without creating any big chances. Your only goal came from a deflected cross. It's just not good enough. You know, Kyle Walker, absolutely washed. The way he dove, by the way, for that Højlund headbutt, it was actually embarrassing the way he was. The back line, I mean, Matheus Nunes, fair enough, he's a midfielder and he played in left back. I think he put in a shift. We'll speak about him in the second half later, but I think he put in a shift. He's one of the few players on this team where I could say that he put in a shift. Maybe Foden as well. He was trying. He was shooting a lot outside the box. Other than that, I mean, Haaland's chances was very limited. There was probably nothing, and it came down to the midfield. Collection midfield of De Bruyne, Silva, and Gundogan. I just saw nothing. Kevin De Bruyne, listen, respect to what he's accomplished in the Premier League. Kevin De Bruyne, that first half and even the second half, saw absolutely nothing for them. I didn't see anything from City in the first half, other than keeping the ball, passing it around, being very their passing was just like it was very it lacked purpose, is what I'm trying to say. No cutting chances. There was no killer instinct in the final. There was just nothing. United, on the other hand, I think we set up well in the first half, and we defended well. I think Maguire did well to keep Haaland out of the game and keep him quiet. He won all his duels, won all his everything in the first half. He was just 100% everything. Had a great game. Onana wasn't asked to do much in the first half. I thought it was an interesting battle between Mazraoui and Doku on that side. They were getting the best out of each other a lot, you know. And even Doku, the few times, I'll be honest, even the few times he got the better out of Mazraoui, there was really nothing in the final third for him to do. Every pass was intercepted, blocked, cleared. I just didn't look at the City team, and I didn't think they troubled us at all. And as I said, I mean, like, United didn't play a perfect game. A lot of our possession was also very bad. We'd reached the final third, and you just give up the ball needlessly. You know, a lot of long balls, a lot of balls being played in behind. It was a very frustrating half of football. And as I said, City left with a lead, and honestly, this is a shocking stat that I'm about to say about United. United conceded 8 goals this season from set pieces. Only Wolves conceded more, and they conceded 9. Wolves are last place. It's actually a shocking stat. The defending on our set pieces has been so bad. We talked about it against the Forest game. We talked about it against Arsenal. We need to do a lot better. There's a lot of work to do with that. But come second half, Amorim comes out with the same team, and I'm not gonna lie, it looked a lot of the same, and it didn't look like there was really any proper instructions on how to play better in the second half that was given. And the setup is there, and I've been saying this for games. I every time Amorim sets up this team, he sets us up in a decent way. I look at the team and I see the foundation of what the manager's trying to do. But today, I'll be honest, outside of that right hand side with Mazraoui, Ahmad, and Mainoo, who I need to mention why Mainoo obviously came on the pitch for the injured Mount in a second. Outside of that, it's just like United lacked a lot of ideas. They lacked a lot of purpose in their passing. They lacked a lot of creativity. But this has been the story of Man United this season. And a lot of the second half looked the same. Obviously, I forgot to mention Mount got subbed off in the first half. Mount, I'll be honest, I think Mount is finished at United. He just came back from injury and he's injured again. He got subbed off within the first 15 minutes, 20 minutes, not even. I think he's finished. The guy just can't stay healthy. And Mainoo came on for him, and it was up until that chance that Højlund created for Bruno. How Bruno missed that one-on-one, I'll never understand. I think Bruno, you give him that chance, 9 times out of 10 he scores it, and today he missed it. And I'm not gonna lie, when he missed that, I thought that was it. I thought it was written for us to lose today. There's nothing we could do. That was the best chance created in the game, and tried to chip the goalkeeper and went completely wide. Until Ahmad rose, and listen, let me talk about Ahmad. If you've been in the slums with Ahmad, if you've been in the trenches with Ahmad, I think I said this earlier. I said being in the trenches with Ahmad was equivalent of buying Bitcoin in like 2007, because you just hit gold on it. Because Ahmad, how this guy was not playing game in, game out under Ten Hag. He used to get benched for Anthony. He used to get benched for Garnacho. Anthony was playing at him because he trains better. I mean, honestly, the more I think about it, the more I want Ten Hag to get hired again so we can sack him again. Ahmad completely, in the last 10 minutes, he was like, you know what? I'm going to win us this game. Mistake, obviously, from City to pass the ball back to the goalkeeper. He reads it well, gets the ball, stops on the ball, doesn't take a rash decision to shoot or chip or whatever, tries to bring him back, and Matheus Nunes comes in recklessly and just takes him out. And lucky for us, Matheus Nunes is not a defender. Probably a smarter defender wouldn't do that. The way Ahmad just stood on the ball and he just got taken out. Fair play to him. He gets a fantasy assist for that. It's not an official assist because it was a penalty, but that goal doesn't happen if it wasn't for him. And Bruno, I'll be honest, Bruno, if it wasn't for that goal, that's the only positive contribution I think he had today. Because Bruno was absolutely shocking. You saw in the last 30 minutes of the first half where Bruno starts going into his own element, where we're losing, he's getting frustrated, he loses all composure, and he forces everything. Forces long passes. Forces everything he was doing in that second half was just not working. Running the ball out of play, misplacing his passes, overhitting those typical long diagonal balls, overhitting. It was just shocking to watch from Bruno. And I think he had an absolute disaster class, bar that goal. That goal, listen, you can go check his sofa score, whatever. It's probably going to show better than what it is because of that goal. But I thought Bruno's absolutely shocking. But back to Ahmad. That last goal, oh my God. I didn't know what to say for a while, because if you would have told me that today you're going to watch a game of football, it's the Manchester Derby, and arguably your favorite player, Ahmad, who I've been raving about for a minute now, is going to score a last-minute goal to win it all, I would have told you you're lying to me. That ball that Martinez played to him, fair enough, what a great ball from Martinez. But the way Ahmad just takes the touch, and Ederson, I don't know what Ederson was doing. Ederson, I mean, his starting point was just all over the place. Runs out too late. Ahmad just touches it, gets it past him, and kicks it at the empty net. And it wasn't he didn't get the best connection on it, but it was enough to get it on target. And Gavardio, I mean, I think Gavardio didn't know how to clear that because he's running full pace at his goal. And by the time he gets to the ball's already on the line. So he's like, how do I clear this? And I think he probably tries to backheel it or something. And obviously with the way he's running and the pace he's running, he was never going to get that. And I just think it was destined. It was destined for Ahmad to score the winner today. And the absolute scenes from that, oh my God, I couldn't believe it. For the way that we played, I didn't think we played brilliantly, but we were definitely better than City. We have much lower quality than City, but it looked like we wanted it more. It looked like we tried more, and we defended very well. We've limited them, and when it came to the clutch, fair enough, we clutched it up. Ahmad, listen, Ahmad in clutch time. That's what we're gonna say from now on. From now on, that Ahmad is clutch. Clutch against Liverpool last season in the cup, and now he clutched it versus City. Those are two biggest rivals he clutched against. I'm rubbing my forehead this whole stream this whole video because I actually can't believe the way that game unfolded at the end because I didn't think we were gonna win that. But 3 big points, and listen, Manchester City are in big trouble. That's one win in their last 11. It's time to be worried if you're a City fan. This team, bro, it looks like they need to sell about 6, 7 first teamers. A lot of them just look finished at the highest level. And as for Amorim, listen, Amorim, that's 2 wins against Pep in a matter of weeks. One with Sporting, one today with United. And I don't think anyone deserved it more. The way our day started by Garnacho and Rashford being left out of the team for what Amorim described it as not disciplinary, but he basically tried to say you have to work yourself in form to be starting for my team. He's basically trying to say these two are not good enough. And obviously there's a lot of rumors about Rashford being sold and all that. He just said, listen, simply, if you're not good enough to be in my team, you're not good enough to be in my team, not even on the bench, you know? And fair enough. No one deserves this win more than Amorim because if we don't win today, I think Amorim gets a lot of scrutiny after the result because Garnacho has a huge fan base. Rashford has a huge fan base. They both would have came out after the game with their knives just ready to absolutely slaughter Amorim for what he did today, and he deserves the win for the big decisions that he made. And I'm so happy that the team fought until the end for him. I mean, obviously, special shout out to Ugarte, who I think as much as he's limited, I mean, he had a great game, didn't he? And we have to give him respect for it. Same thing for Maguire. We talk about Maguire a lot, and he just had a great game as well. A couple very good individual performances, and they just deserve to get praise. And I just hope they build on from this in terms of confidence, in terms of form. We already know this team is very limited. A lot of the players are limited, and they'll need replacing. But I'm very happy that Amorim showed that, listen, even though this team is, the individuals in this team is still not good enough, I can still set them up in a way where you see the identity, you see the game plan, you see what I'm trying to do. Once we start replacing some of these players, maybe a more natural left wing back because Dallow's not it right now. Maybe a more natural ball progressor because Bruno is not it in the middle of the park right now. These little fixes, I think they're very simple in the summer because it comes down to just replacing players. But I'm so happy to see a manager who finally won a Big Six game, and he didn't try to cower it out. He wasn't chickening out. He wasn't trying to park the bus. He wasn't trying to set up in a low block. He wasn't trying to do any of that. He was trying to play his style of play, and he won the game. And I'm so happy for Amorim. No one deserves it more than him. As I say, man, Senor Amorim, we're behind you. All the jokes, by the way, I saw all the jokes flying in the chat. Oh, so are you Amorim if he lose again? Ha ha. We're not saying that no more. Amorim deserves backing this summer. And I think today is another game where he proved I'm the right man for the job. We need to back this guy more than ever now. Because even in the losses, I backed him. But now in the win, I'm going to back him even more because today he showed I'm him. I'm here to stay. And I'm here to take over. And this board needs to do any and everything they can to back this guy in the summer. But listen, let me know what you guys thought about the game. Big game. Big win, obviously. When you go to work tomorrow, if you live in England, if you live specifically in Manchester, congrats, you got the bragging rights. And we have the bragging rights. We beat them in the FA Cup final, now we beat them again. We might have their number now, but congrats, you got your bragging rights tomorrow. Let me know what you thought about the game. Let me know what you thought about the individual performances and all that stuff. Make sure to leave a like on the video. Make sure to subscribe on your way out. And I'll see you guys on the next video.